I don't want to deal with this shit. Okay. I should be back online now. I don't know what that was. Um, this new stream will probably just be uploaded the same day. I'll be honest. I'll upload both. Yeah, well, it's whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Continuing from what I was doing from quote unquote last stream, which was literally 2 minutes ago. Okay, what is going on here? I think my internet might just be bad. What's going on here, dude? I see. Yeah, well. Okay. Back to what I was doing. You know what? Actually, hold on. I need to make sure that, like, I'm actually fucking streaming. Am I actually streaming? Am I getting here? Am I streaming? Okay, good. I'm actually streaming. Figured it out. We shouldn't have another drop like that on internet. My internet's been a little weird today. Okay. Back to what I was doing. I was coming up with weather effects because honestly, I'm not. I never really thought until this moment in time how weather specifically is affected by this, and I don't want to do like just shit like slime rain is an exception just because I think it's cool, but I like the idea of normal weather effects just being altered a little bit. Not a little bit significantly, but like the processes are all the same and everything like that. And slime rain is basically just what you get whenever it normal rain just collects for too long. And everything is just normal, but it has a magical effect induced in it. Like the painted rain or the illusory fog or the hailstorm being a little increased or anything like that. It's just slightly magical. That's what I want. I'm just struggling to think of more fucking weather effects. Different weather on open motion. Yeah, warm tropical waters. Interesting. Different weather effects on open ocean. Yeah. Shifts in major currents, sea level rises, change in water temperature, pH, salinity, and productivity. Interesting. Okay. So, like, I know it can hail. I know it can storm. I know it can just, like, do rain. I know it can storm. I know it can do heat waves. I know fog can roll in. I know a white squall can. I know a thunderstorm can. What other effects have we got, right? Let's look back at the full table. Did I delete everything? Yes, I did. Though tornado and typhoon weren't like kind of a thing. Jesus Christ, man. Why is it every time I start a stream that you do this? You suck. Whatever. Let me think. I only have to do 2 of these, but these are going to be easy. That's the problem. I want to make one more. I want one more, no matter what. But what do I think? I need a weather effect. I mean, it could have weather affected be in different ways, I guess. But I don't like the idea of constantly having to change. I don't know. I mean, the painted rain just kind of stole a lot of my ideas, huh? I mean, I guess I could just make 2 different types of painted rain being beneficial and that, but like, I like the idea of changing mid thing so that it becomes beneficial or like a con or whatever you want to call it. What do I want to call this? What do I want to do? Man, I'm struggling with ideas. This is why I need to make another Discord channel, just that I can have people post encounter table ideas. Because I am not as good at coming up with cause and effect. I can come up with good ideas with no reason behind them, but it's hard to really like tie one thing to another sometimes for me. Let me think. I could go maybe weather. I could do something with waves, I guess. But, eh. I could do something with, like, reversing currents, maybe? But no. That might be something. I mean, this is at least an idea I've had. Let's go, what do I want to call this? But what weather effect do I want it to be based off of? Like, for the idea, I'm thinking of having something like a aura, maybe, or, like, not a rain, because I already have rain, but, like, some sort of thing, like a dust storm, maybe? A dust storm out in the open ocean could actually be really interesting. Let's call it that, yeah. Seedling dust storm. So my idea behind this, right, is somehow, some way, the way that the ocean was picking up and mist was being like the wind has to like be picking up and all of that, and mist is being sprayed off of the water. That normally creates fog, right? Well, what I kind of want to create is like instead of it becoming mist, weirdly it might be like because of the island or because of the wood or anything like that, but it is being this mist or something is just being magically turned into seeds, and it like it's a dust storm, but like the seed, and it's might be because of the wood or because of the fact that the ship is like sitting on top of the painted sea or anything like that, but the mist starts swirling around in these air currents, and you get like seedlings, a bunch of seeds that are being thrown around in this dust storm. And because of the like magical energy and the water and everything like that, they start sprouting inside the ship. That could be really cool, actually. The wind has picked up, and mist from the waves has started to gather. Due to the magical nature of the painted sea, this mist is turned into seedlings. And a dust storm. The mist is turned into seedlings. Mist turns into a variety of seedlings. The wind picking up and the mist becoming solid matter turns the entire situation into a dust storm. Into a dust storm where the dust is small, is all small fertilized seeds. Okay. I like this. I like this a lot, actually. The wind has picked up the mist from the waves and has started to gather. Due to the magical nature of the painted sea, the mist turns into a variety of seedlings. Ooh, wait, actually, hold on. Instead of maybe just doing seedlings, I could do variety. Variable dust storm. Due to the magical nature, mist can turn into a variety of things. And the mist becoming solid. The mist becoming something else to the entire system. The mist becoming something more something more tangible and solid turns into more of a dust storm. the dust, but what actually makes up the dust is random. Now, due to the way I've created this, right? The way the mist just being magically transmutated into just something else, right? Has given the actually what actually makes up the dust is random. Random roll for what makes up the dust. Obviously, small seedlings, fertilized. Seedlings, fertilized. That is not how you spell fertilized. Fertilized seedlings. That will sprout. Make contact with the deck. Basically, all this is going to have is, it might have some, like, damaging effects on the party, but it might also just, like, disrupt the thing. What other things could I turn this dust into? I could have it be seedlings. I could have it be... I could just have it straight up be sand. It is just a normal dust storm. I really like the idea of being seeds. I really like the idea... kind of like the idea of it just being sand. I could have it be very tiny knives. A bunch of very small knives. Oh, I could have it be bugs. Oh, hold on. This could be really mean. Hold on. A variety of flying bugs swarms the ship. Swarms the vessel and its inhabitants. Oh man, them being bugs would be so mean. But honestly, that's peak as hell. Small fertilized seedlings that will sprout if they make contact with the deck. A variety of flying bugs swarm the vessel and its inhabitants. I already kind of got ice. Maybe, okay. Random roll for what makes up the dust. Small fertilized seedlings that will sprout if they make contact with the deck. A variety of flying bugs swarms the vessel and its inhabitants. Chewing away at the wood. And the players. What else? Bubbles. Harmless bubbles. Bombard the ship's exterior. Bombard the vessel and the players. A cascade of bubbles swarms the ships and the players, making the ship difficult terrain. The bubbles are very slippery, making the ship difficult terrain. You know what? We're going to say very sticky. And ingestion of the bubbles causes drunkenness. I like that idea a lot. Drunkenness. I want at least one more idea. Maybe 3 if I can come up with them. I like the idea of it being just a bunch of bubbles that make the party members drunk and the ship floor sticky. It's just ale bubbles. mist that transmutates into other very small things. No, I don't want anything bigger than a bug to come out of this. So, like, bubbles, seedlings, bugs. I need something really small. Small, and it's hard to tell what it is initially, so that the players are still kind of kept guessing by what it is. I could have it just be fish. Nah. Want at least one more. I want it to at least be slightly variable, because if we keep rolling onto this, and eventually you'll get doubles, right? Small fertilized seedlings that will spread if they make contact with the deck. Variety of flying bugs swarm the vessel and its inhabitants, shooting away at the wood and the players. Cascade of bubbles swarms the ships and the players. Bubbles are very sticky, making the ship difficult terrain. Spread if they make turning the deck, and all and all unoccupied surfaces into a bed of flowers. Ah, that'd be cool. It'd be a cool fucking, like, scene. See, that's kind of what I want a lot of these weather effects to be. Like the illusory fog, the slime rain, the variable dust storm. Hell, even the fucking painted rain. A lot of these, I just want to be like... I want to have, like, a very clear mental picture in mind whenever I talk about it. Because, like, the wind's picking up, it's creating mist off of, like, high waves and all of that, and then this mist coalesces, and you can just see it in your own mind's eye when you feel that mist just, like, swirl and combine and reform into just a swarm of bugs surrounding the entire fucking thing. And then after that, like, wind stops picking up, all the bugs just die because the magical energy and wind that was fueling them is gone. And then it's the same with, like, the seedlings, where you see, like, just a bed of flowers across the entire, like, deck of the ship. And that obviously paints a very clear picture. And then a cascade of bubbles just, like, swarms around. I mean, it's a very specific thing. But if you, like, maybe not Charlie and his Chocolate Factory. But, like, you can sit on the ship and, like, if you've ever, like, blown bubbles out of a wand, just think about all of those bubbles swirling around you. And all of that. And then slowly you're getting more and more inebriated. I think that's funny as shit, and it paints a very clear picture, too. It's... With these descriptions that I'm running, right? It's kind of like a lot of... I mean, it's just a lot of, like, cool visualization, right? Okay. Small fertilized seedlings, variety of flying bugs, cascade of bubbles swarms the ship and the players. Bubbles are very sticky, making the ship difficult terrain. Ingestion of bubbles can ingestions of the bubbles cause drunkenness. And then one more, just one more, right? I could just make it fucking flames. Flames start fucking spewing onto the ship, or like sparks. I do like the idea of just them becoming sparks. Oh, that's good. Yeah, you know what? I like that. The mist. That makes sense. Small pieces of flint and other stone form out of the mist, and them all banging together causes a multitude of sparks to fly all around the ship. Fires start everywhere. I like that. I have two that are pretty bad and then two that are pretty good. Like, this might, like, damage the top of the deck a bit. And then this one might just, like, it makes the floor sticky. They'll have to clean it. But, like, this one just, like, sets a lot of, like, small fires all over the ship. And then this one is just, like, chewing away the wood and the players. It's, like, very surface level things. And, like, I'm not talking, like, you know, an actual, like, campfire size fire, like starting on the ship, just like a bunch of tiny fires that like with the strong wind, a lot of them are already being put out. Some of them will grow and spread, but it's like very surface level firing, and the deck is mostly charred than like anything actually catching, right? And again, it does that cool visual thing of you see sparks flying in the air all around you, right? Like you can clearly picture that. And it also like has the added effect of it being a genuine dust storm, right? Of just like flint and like pieces of metal and shit like that. Flint and other pieces of metal. Pieces of flint and metal. Then banging together causes a multitude of sparks to fly all around the ship. Fires start everywhere. Small fires. Effects on the vessel. What have I been saying for all this? How it affects the vessel. How it affects the vessel. How it affects the vessel. Effects on the ship. How it affects the vessel. Okay. Painted rain is just wrong. Yeah, effects on the vessel is what I'm going to start saying. Yeah. Effects on the vessel. Dependent on the roll. Depending on the roll, it could cause surface level damage to the ship deck. Surface level damage to the ship deck. But otherwise, nothing severe. Effects on the party. A small amount of damage. If the party practices proper teamwork and damage control, there should be nothing except some small burns and bug bites. Nothing major. I don't know. It'll be a small thing to like deal with. All right. I have my 8. Now I gotta go through the thunderstorm, the boring shit. Normal thunderstorm. But magically changed by the effects of the painted sea. How does the thunderstorm get changed? Oh, so sorry. That was probably incredibly loud. I am very sorry about that. I just moved my hand and it just smacked the fucking mic. Jesus Christ. Okay. I apologize a lot. Jesus. Okay. But what effects do I want to have on the normal thunderstorm? First things first, I actually got to add one more tab to this. Secondary effects. Little to none. Interesting. Normal thunderstorm, but magically changed by the effects of the painted sea. I like the idea of instead of it being like a... Oh. Give me just a second. Oh, I just don't care. Instead of maybe being like, oh, the storm is just stronger, the winds are stronger, or anything like that. I like the idea of maybe the lightning being a lot more frequent, but a lot smaller. Like, hear me out. Instead of it, like, lightning maybe striking the mast, or, it maybe, like, striking out in the open ocean and a bunch of, like, mist and vaporized water just starts flying up into the air or anything like that. And I have it just be, like, normally increased. Like, think about the visual effect of thousands of smaller cracks and booms and all that just sounding all around the ship as, like, the party members, like, panic as, like, lightning hits two inches to the left of this person, and then you see, like, 3 small strikes happen to the mast at once. If you feel rain coming in, the party immediately has to be like, stop the mast, roll the mast in, and everything like that. it'll basically be like if I see like rain come in, right? Like it basically in a thunderstorm, the rain would actually be more normal. The rain wouldn't have as much effect, but because of like magically charged like air that you get from rain, thunder just happens a lot more often, which just disperses the energy immensely, right? There's like thousands of little thunderbolts hitting here on the deck, up at the top on the mast, the bow of the ship of the vessel. A party member gets hit with one, and it's only like a d6. I think that's really cool, and it really shows like this very cool visual effect in your head of just looking around you in this like very dark sea covered in storm clouds that like are obviously hanging lower than they should, and it's just at any given time there are 9 lightning strikes in your vision, and they're all small, or not even 9, like 20 or 30, like just 20 or 30 very small pinpricky like lightning shots. And if you're undercover, they don't like go through and charge the wood, because wood is a very like non-conductive material, right? Like it'll charge the top of the wood, but it won't spread out that far, like into the ground or anything. And I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool. I'm gonna go with that. Magically changed by the effect. Due to the magical, due to the rain, magically charging the air around, the air and clouds in the thunderstorm, the lightning, lightning becomes drastically more frequent, but less severe. But the energy is spread out among the strikes. Like basically a singular lightning bolt, which probably kills a human, but only sometimes, would like be stretched into like 15 or 20 in terms of energy. It'd like be getting like a decent shock from like an electrical outlet, right? Like a baby would probably die. 1d6 would kill a baby. But like my adventurers who are like level 3 or 5 at the start of this campaign will be like, fuck, that hurt. But like it'll be it, right? Spread out among the lightning strikes. One strong lightning strike splits into 15 to 20 smaller strikes over a wider area. All right, effects on the ship. Tens of lightning strikes. Yeah, we'll say like 5 to 10 lightning strikes are hitting the surface of the vessel every round, right? I keep forgetting. I will one day remember. Lightning strikes are hitting the surface of the vessel pretty much every round. Maybe that's a lot. 5 to 10 every second is just going to deafen the entire party. We'll say like 2 to 4. Not 204. 2 to 4 lightning strikes are hitting the surface of the vessel pretty much every round. And small fires to hit the... causes charring on the top of the deck. And small... However, due to the strength of the wind and the rain being present, fires don't last all that long. Surface level. So basically, surface level damage to the front and sides of the hull. Strikes will be centered on the mast for the most part, and will destroy the sail if not put away in time. And I will say, all of these weather effects are going to have a lead up, right? Like, I don't want to be like, a thunderstorm magically starts happening and it, like, comes in really fast. There's going to be, like, as I said, it's not like it, maybe the speed at which these start to form will be increased, but there are going to be warning signs, right? If I have somebody in the party who has made their character around identifying weather and being like an actual ship captain and everything, they'll be able to be like, oh, those are clouds are forming. This could be one of three things, right? Or there's like I see clouds forming out in the distance. Those could either be like painted rain, slime rain, thunderstorm, or maybe a hailstorm, right? It's some sort of storm that is coming, and we need to be prepared. Take down the mast, right? And it's not like these effects weren't necessarily there before the like mini Magistorm that like covers the entire area. Like it's like the captain definitely will have like some experience with this, right? And then like when he sees fog running through, he's like, okay, everyone who doesn't have a good enough wisdom, hit the fucking deck, right? We have some fog coming in. Don't panic, but like also don't be in the fog, please, for the love of God, right? Effects on the players. I don't like being like too mean when it comes to stuff like this, because it feels really fucking irritating if like you're sitting on a vessel, right, and you're driving around this thing, right, and you are a player in this game, and then suddenly the DM decides, okay, let's make a I'm going to throw a weather effect at you, and it is built to specifically fuck with your player, the one who just did not dump anything into wisdom, right? Like this illusory fog, right? I don't want that to constantly be happening. I want, and it even then, and I don't want a weather effect to be too strong. It's why I got rid of Whirlpool, right? I don't want a player to die no matter what they do. I want a player to die because of their own bad decisions. If they fucking chase down the giant shark after it gets like goes from like 400 to 100 HP after a bit of ship combat, and they're like, fuck it, we want to kill this shark, there's gonna be fucking consequences. The shark's gonna come and be like, okay, I'm fighting for my life, I'm cornered, I'm gonna beat this guy's ass. And that's an entire thing. It's kind of something that I really want to keep with this campaign. Because I want things to be challenging, right? The crab wave is going to be challenging. The harpiness is going to be challenging. The slime rain and like the slime rain can definitely be challenging. And hell, the hurricane, if I ever figure out exactly what I want to do with this, is going to be very challenging. If that ever happens. But, It is basically... I don't want the characters to feel like they didn't have a chance. Because I hated it when I had a character die because I didn't have a chance. Because the DM made something for the rest of the party that was totally fine, but for my character specifically, fucking bodied me entirely. And that's really bullshit, right? It feels like bullshit. And I don't like it when things feel like bullshit. I like it when things feel fair, regardless of whether they were good feeling or bad feeling. And it's why when I originally did the thunderstorm in my campaign, I thought, okay, normal thunderstorm. We'll have the lightning hit the mast because it's the tallest thing in the fucking ocean. It's going to go for the least resistance, right? And I had one of my parties... entire fucking sail burned down because they rolled too low and they couldn't get it down in time. They couldn't get it off of the mast in time to get stowed away under the ship. They just rolled really badly over and over again, and their entire their entire sail burned down. And this was before I had any other ways to really propel themselves, so I kind of had to like magically using currents steer them towards an island that wasn't discovered yet, where they could like actually get food and live, right? And that sucks, right? I don't want to have to come up with cop-out moments unless the cop-out moment was deserved by the party. And I don't want to have to come up with a cop-out moment because I made something too strong. I like very much committing to my fucking things, right? I absolutely love committing to the bit. It is my favorite thing to do of all time, keeping a straight face while being like, yep, fuck y'all. You guys did this to yourselves. Screw you. I'm not going to give you an out to this. If the party wipes, the party wipes because of their bad decisions. Like, honestly, when it comes to the fucking hostile encounters, first fucking joint naval vessel they come across and they immediately just pick a fight when they're level 3 and this is a crew of 30 fucking people, I don't give a shit if they die. Cuz that was on them. I don't care if it was like in character or anything. I know one of those fuckers is going to be intelligent enough to think, "Hey, maybe we don't take on a 4v30 or 6v30 if they have some NPCs there." Like I I like to let players make their own mistakes, and I don't like my mistakes. If my mistakes are cool, right? If my mistakes are something that a party can exploit and it turns into this really cool like fuck you DM moment, oh, I don't give a shit. I'm the raid boss. It is the players versus the DM. At the end of the day, I'm trying to fucking kill them and they're trying to win. That is the end. And I want them to win, but I also don't really want them to do it easily. So at the end of the day, I want to make life harder for them, and they don't want me to make life harder for them. So, like, honestly, but like, if I make a stupid decision, right, and this decision is just way out of their depth, like a kraken fucking spawns, and it isn't like oh, the kraken is hungry, it grabs a few fucking things off of your deck and then it goes away, right? Like it just grabs your food supplies. That's bad. But one of those fuckers probably knows good berries, so there's no need to deal with food or water supplies anyways. Like some of your supplies get thrown off your boat, it's whatever. But if I rolled onto Kraken in hostile, and I just said, fuck it, they're gonna fight a Kraken at level 4. What do you think's gonna happen? The Kraken's gonna crack their ship in half. Like it. I don't want to I don't want to have them drop into the painted sea, and I've been developing this entire thing where it's like, don't dive into the painted sea, you'll murder yourself. It's that's also kind of why I want to was it in Lore Dump? No, it's in stat blocks. Uh, for painted sea, I want to change up this damaging thing: 2d6 poison, 2d6 psychic. It This is a trauma response from when I had somebody just entirely break my campaign from whenever they were under the water. And I'm going to change it to be a very disorienting thing to be under the water without protection. Excuse me. All different schools of magic, all combining to create very weird effects. Uh, it's gonna be a nightmare whenever I finally come up with it. But okay, I want to finish weather today. I have another 3 hours. I should be totally fine doing that. I've worked on this specific weather thing for too long, but that's mostly because I came up with like 3 new ideas or 2 new ideas. I guess 3, technically, with the conditional thing. Okay. White squall. So, what is a white squall, you may ask? So, when you think of wind, right? Only violent winds from sea that is not predicated by the typical dark clouds associated with squalls and is characterized by white caps and turbulent weather. Yeah. This is something that when I was looking at my old campaign, I thought, wow, a white squall is really cool. It is a windstorm that is predicated by nothing except white clouds and just pure dread, right? And when it comes to a white squall and everything like that, there's no premeditation. There is no signs coming ahead, right? You just feel the wind start to pick up and it doesn't stop picking up. And I think that that's really cool and very much a panic moment for the party. And I think the first, like, here, you know what? Let's put it as a description. A white squall. All right, hold on. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. Had to blow my nose. Okay. So, back to this. I need to put in a description of White Squall. Sudden and violent windstorm with no premeditation. With no real signs as to what. A sudden and violent windstorm with none of the typical indicators that come with normal windstorms. But I need this to be magically changed because why would what would change in a windstorm when you introduce a sea that is just fully magical and everything, right? You know, maybe I don't change this one all that much. I think that, like, my initial reaction with this is to, like, have each gust of wind have, like, a different type of magical affinity. Like, have one of them be, like, abjuration and a big wall slams into you or anything like that. But that seems, like, too irritating. I already have, like, shit you not, I am rolling one dice to decide which one of these they are. And then after I roll that dice, I have to roll another dice for which one of these happens. And then after that, if I get on variable dust storm or painted rain, I have to roll 1 to 2 more dice to figure out what happens, right? And I'm rolling a lot of dice already. There's a lot of hoops I'm jumping through to make the encounter table stuff work. So it really, just to have a very simple, like just windstorm. A windstorm that just doesn't have any premeditated anything. You just feel the wind start to pick up and it doesn't stop picking up. Sudden and violent windstorm with none of the typical indicators that come with normal windstorms. That's it. That's it. Sudden and violent windstorm with none of the typical. Yeah, honestly, I don't really. The only thing that I could see this doing is like increasing the chances for like the variable dust storm, right? Like the white squall will of course like throw mist, but like this is over the surface of the ocean, no waves, no nothing, just blasting the party with wind, right? Right? I can make it like hot or cold wind at the very most, but eh. I think at the end of the day, just having something simple at the end of this would be nice because a lot of these are really complicated. Hailstorm is super complicated. Illusory fog is complicated. Painted rain, slime rain, thunderstorm isn't that complicated, but variable dust storm is. Like out of all of these, the only two that aren't very complicated are like heat wave and thunderstorm. And at the end of the day, all I'm really because like thunderstorm isn't actually that complicated. All it is just that. Oh, I never actually finished thunderstorm. Okay. Players roll a dex save to prevent being struck by lightning every other round, meaning every time they move, and every time they are hit by 1d6. You need to prevent struck by lightning. Struck by small lightning. Meaning every time they move during a round. Every time they move. I don't want to make this round still because this is weather, not combat. Players roll a dex save to prevent being struck by small lightning every now and then. Every time they move. On a success, they take 1d4. Or on a success, nothing happens. On a fail, they get struck and take 1d6 lightning. 1d6 lightning damage. 1d6 lightning damage. Or, I think it's just shock. Different types of magical damage. There are 13 different damage types. Slashing, cold, fire. It's lightning. Okay, good. Lightning damage. And are disoriented for the rest of their turn. I understand that this is kind of a reskin of the Hailstorm, but this is instead of like it mostly I don't want to like have the like surface of the like boat become icy or anything, but this is 1d8 force no matter what. This is 1d8 force and then like that's it. Like 1d8 force and they fall prone, right? Well, this is 1d6 and are disoriented, and their turn ends. Yeah, and we're gonna make this a DC 8 because falling prone isn't nearly as bad as losing your entire fucking turn. You can still like cast spells if you fall prone or anything like that. You take a bit less damage, but it's a bad thing, and I want it to be a very low dex save just so that like I've learned from experience if a player's repeatedly fucking told, "No, you can't do anything the rest of this turn." Like this happens to you twice and you're just fucked, right? Okay. Um. Okay. Um. Hmm. Uh. Prerequisite for Hurricane. And I really like what was it for Hurricane? It was specifically thunderstorm and heat wave. Yeah, it was heat wave, then a thunderstorm specifically happens, and then a hurricane could form. That is it. You need moist air, moist magically charged air, which you get from a hurricane, and you want that water to be heated for the hurricane to happen. And these both need to happen within a close enough period of time to actually make it to where this works. And like honestly, I have to roll a d6 and get what is it? It would be hostile miscellaneous ship. I basically need to roll a 5 twice in a. I need to roll a 5. Then I need to roll a. I need to get a 1 in 6 chance, and then I need to get another 1 in 8 chance twice in a row. What's the probability on that? Calculator. 1 in 6. Oh, still up there apparently. 1 over 6. What the hell? 1 over 6. 6. Why won't 6 work? Why does 6 just stop working? Times. What is going on here? Why does my calculator just not want to fucking do? Ah, fuck it. Alright. 1 over 6 times 1 over 6 times 1 over 8 times 1 over 8. Okay. That is a 0.043% chance of happening. And that's just by getting those rolls, like, randomly. I have to get them in order. So that actually happening ever is very small. But if it does happen, that's super cool as shit. Or I decide, you know what, weather is temperamental as shit today, we're only rolling weather encounters. And then I just have to get 2 1 in 8s in a specific order. Right? That's cool as hell. Okay. Did I finish Thunderstorm? Yeah. Okay. Let's finish White Squall up. Sun and Violent Windstorm with another typical on the vessel. We'll rip off the sail. if action isn't taken fast enough, or if the party rolls too low. The party rolls too low. We'll also throw off any equipment lying on the deck, including heavy things, like armor or that's something I could do. Hold on. We'll rip up the sail if action isn't taken fast enough if the party rolls too low. We'll also throw off any equipment on deck, including heavy things like armor or weaponry. Now, this is something interesting. Due to the magical effect the Painted Sea has on weather, gravity is temporarily significantly decreased during this event. Is temporarily decreased. The effect gravity has is temporarily on all physical objects. All physical objects. All physical objects within the vicinity of the White Squall. Basically, anti-gravity field, or not anti, but like, it basically goes from like Earth gravity to moon gravity, right? Like, it is there still, but you can like jump a good 7-8 feet higher than you were able to before. The able to take effect on the party rules, also throw off any equipment, including armor, weapon, heavy things, due to the decreased gravitational effect. Effects on the party. You know what? We're gonna have a bit of things happening. Movement speed is increased by 20 feet for all party members, along with a 5-foot jump height increase and advantage on any skill checks requiring exerting force on an object. Force on an object affected by gravity. Throwing an object, pulling an object, pulling/pushing an object. Movement speed is increased by 20 feet for all party members, along with a 5-foot jump and height increase. Advantage on any skill checks requiring you to exert force on an object affected by gravity. Throwing an object, pulling and pushing an object, etc. However, the party is not used to these kind of effects. So for the first, we'll say 5 times, comes up on the encounter table. First 5 times this comes up on the encounter table, the party has disadvantage on dex checks and saving throws. Strength is not necessarily tied to dexterity, but due to the, you can still run, but you can just run farther because you just spend less time on the ground. And and you have disadvantage on dexterity checks because you are just not used to this kind of gravity and jumping way too high. You could just flounder, right? I think that's cool. I think that this is genuinely different from the others, right? Different from the other effects that we have. The only two that really have any sort of relation are the hailstorm and the thunderstorm. They're just, However, the party is not used to these kind of effects, so for the first time this comes up on the encounter table, the party has disadvantage on dex checks and saving throws. Okay. Secondary effects. Afterwards, the party feels heavier than normal. But otherwise, just lost equipment. Just some potentially lost equipment. Lost items. Okay. That fills out weather for the most part, right? I think that's cool as hell. All right. Effects on the party, effects on the vessel. Okay. That is weather done. Right? We have hailstorm, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have conditional. Let's go to full table and we'll edit this out. We have illusory fog. We can get rid of this one because it's not here anymore. And we can get rid of this one because it's not here. And then we can go... I mean, for one, we can change these numbers around. Seven, 8. And then I'm pretty sure the two we added were painted rain and variable dust storm. Yeah, thunderstorm, white squall, snowstorm, hailstorm, heat wave, slime rain, illusory fog, painted rain, variable dust storm. I'll add links to all of these later. But let's see. That's all of weather done. I have one conditional, which won't ever actually be rolled on the encounter table. These happen if other things happen. But you know, that's how it is. Okay. Now let's see. We have hostile. We have hailstorm. I'll be fully real with you. Miscellaneous is going to take an entire stream. And I don't really know if I want to keep streaming. I swear to fucking God. Okay. Oh, shoot. I don't want to do that. Okay. We have weather, we have hostile, we have ship troubles, and then we have beneficial. Okay. So. You know what? What time is it? 2:25? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then just to see if this still works. I guess that won't work because I have changed that significantly. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close this. And then I'm going to go to the bathroom. I will be back. Oh, let's do that. I will be back momentarily while I think about what to do next. Because it's either going to be ship trouble or I do, like, I don't know, this. I think I'm probably just going to do ship trouble, but I'll be back. I'll be back. And we're back. I did not do the thing that I promised to do, which was think about anything, because I'm bad at that. So, here's the deal. I'm thinking we do ship trouble today, and then we'll save miscellaneous for tomorrow, and then on Friday I go through all of my Discord and do some ideas. Sound good for y'all? I think that would be the best way to do this. I'll start posting a stream schedule soon of what I plan on doing, and then we'll see, right? So, ship trouble, right? Let's make all of these now. Soiled supplies, hit a protruding rock. Okay. So, here's what I'm thinking, right? I'm looking at the ship trouble tab, and, this is all ass. Like, I don't think... I never really liked rolling on the ship trouble tab in the original campaign, and I never really could quite put a finger on it. And you want to know why? Because none of these have, like... All of these are effects of another thing. You're so... Why did my supplies spoil? Why is my sail broken? Why is my rudder broken? Why is our water supply gone? Why are our supplies stolen? Why was our ship sabotaged? Almost all of these are bad. And you want to know why they're bad? They're bad because I think... They're bad because you need a reason behind them, else they're just nothing. They're somehow Palpatine return kind of energy, right? So here's what I'm going to do. The only ones that I am going to keep are things that are going to go into like pretty much out of here. Degrading substance. Fuck is that supposed to mean? Ship destroyed is something that happens. It sabotage is something that happens. Stolen supplies is something that happens. You know what soiled and stolen supplies difference is? Nothing. You're just out of supplies. There's no difference here. So here's what I'm going to do. Goodbye the ship trouble tab. We're just going to delete that. So now here's the thing. We not only have 3, and that means right now it is a D5. I think having a stowaway is something that should go into miscellaneous. We're going to combine these real quick. First things first, bad, 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 bad. Literally all of this is bad, right? Soiled supplies is the same as stolen supplies, and they're all just effects. Broken sail is an effect. Water supplies and broken water supplies is an effect. Broken rudder is an effect. Sabotage is an effect. Grading substance is an effect. Ship is an effect. Cool. All bad. All bad, all terrible. Stowaway is the only thing that is slightly interesting. So, having a stowaway is cool, just because it introduces a character. I like the idea of, like, a couple who just wandered onto the ship thinking it's just a fucking thing. Basically, I would just have a table here of a bunch of different people, right? So, now, I want to get to at least 8 miscellaneous effects. Now... the fuck is Mirage Island? The fuck? Okay. So, merchant ship's good. I like merchant ship. These aren't necessarily going to be beneficial, but a lot of them will just be like, they aren't specifically hostile and they aren't weather, so they're going in miscellaneous, right? I thought about having just another group of people, like just another set of adventurers that they'll just meet out on their journey. But the ghost ship kind of like does that for it, so I don't really want to do that. Run in with normal National Navy. Run in. Just Joint Naval Forces. Joint Naval Forces ship. We'll just do that. Yeah. Joint Naval Forces ship. Lore piece. Lost dwarf. Washed away person. This is interesting, right? It's weird how this has given me a very interesting idea of an island that is like quantumly fucked, where it's just like fucking randomly teleporting all across the map, and it just, you come across it, you're just constantly fucking coming across it. And I think that's cool. It means I need a new island idea, but whatever. Washed away person. Okay, we have stowaway. Okay, we have 5 right now. So I like the idea of it being like splitting up the tabs between miscellaneous and plot, right? Like some things eventually throughout the campaign need plot to happen, right? There are just plot moments that'll happen randomly throughout the campaign that won't happen in a specific order. And it'll sometimes just be like, okay, I guess we're doing plot today. We're rolling on the plot table. And stuff like Captured by Sky People or an underwater race or the lore piece from the Lost Dwarf civilization or anything like that. Like, you know what? This is something else. Group of Lesser Magistorm refugees. Sometimes you'll just find a group of NPCs washed up, just like in a collection of wreckage or anything like that. They'll just pop out of the sea. Washed away person. Yeah, group of Lesser Magistorm refugees. Why did I put slip into the ethereal plane? Okay. You know what? Maybe another group of adventurers isn't the right way to do it. Let's go, Explorers Union. Explorers Union party. We'll just add another party to this. 7, okay. Honestly, a lot of these are just new fucking ideas. The Explorers Union party is a new idea. The shipwreck on Mirage Island was just an idea I never explored in the first place. The group of Lesser Magistorm refugees is another new idea because refugees. You know what? Let's go Lesser Magistorm refugees. Anyway, just shorten that title a bit. And then, are there any more here that I like? Lore. I have this one. I have this one. I have this one. I do in fact have this one. I have this one re kind of textured into the Lesser Magistorm refugees. We have this one. We don't have this one. Unregistered wooded floating island. So I'm thinking like this specific thing here is actually a riff on my zombie crab idea from this island table. Hold on. Islands, common, angler crab, right? This is a bundle of wood houses floating across the ocean, which seems to be populated by people. There's a landmass under it, but it's whatever. Man, I did not fucking explore this idea whatsoever. I need fucking stat blocks for this. But anyways, it was kind of a riff off of that, and it was like, oh, you might come across this, and it might either be like a group of people, or it could be an angler crab, or whatever. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea, but it's not necessarily a good idea either. This kind of just ties in with the refugee people, because why the hell would you be on an unregistered floating wooden island? What's the explanation? A lot of these, like, especially before I went through and edited these, a lot of these didn't have an explanation. Like, I mean, I could explain well away the weather effect, but, like, of course the pirate ship is going to attack you. There's groups of marauders out there that have been displaced from this thing that's going to steal you. Of course the giant shark's going to fucking attack you. It sees you as a giant fucking threat to its preying ground. Harpy Island, harpies need to eat. Goblin Treasure Cruiser is just a fucking quick time event. Created from that just pops out of the sea. Undersea bandits are people who were living under the sea before the thing, and fuck it, I'm not doing this stupid fog. It of course the undersea bandits are, or not the undersea bandits, but like the undersea scavengers are gonna fucking attack you. They also need to eat, and they saw you as prey. They were the reason that they're down there is because they're underwater. They were underwater living species, and they got fucking ravaged by the goddamn storm that turned the sea into chaos. And these crabs are just riding along the waves in search of finding vessels like these. The corrupt National Navy. I need to change all these names still. I'll do that sooner rather than later. Joint Naval Forces. The Kraken, there's a reason it's attacking. It really, a lot of these initial reasons, a lot of these initial, like, encounter things came about without a reason. And you're gonna find an Explorers Union party because there are other people out there doing the same quest as you or doing something different, or like just out there exploring, right? You're gonna find the ghost ship because it was something that was displaced by the Lesser Magistorm, and they think they're alive but aren't. They were just killed. You're going to find a normal Joint Naval Forces ship because there are people still out there that either don't know the entire command thing kind of collapsed and reformed, or they know that and are trying to do the best they can to actually do order. You're going to find Lesser Magistorm refugees because they've been finding them for ages. You'll find them either on random islands, or you'll find them just in wreckage floating. You'll find a merchant ship because there are a bunch of trade ships going along, and you'll pass by those sometimes, especially between two populated islands. I'm going to have to create a reason for this one, but I get you. You'll have to wait on this one. I have an entire idea for that. And then for stowaways, a lot of these people, especially refugees, are just do not have the money or means to make money, so they stow away on ships going to islands or going in the direction of islands that they're going to. Dumbass rabbit. Are like going in the direction that they need to, so they're obviously going to hop on a ship when they can, especially if it's just a party of dumb fucks. Especially if they're registered within the Explorers Union, because if they feel like, oh, they might like just treat me okay. It can't be too terrible people if they've like joined the Explorers Union, right? Especially if they think they're one of those ships, right? People are desperate, so of course they're going to jump on. The reason that I needed to rewrite all of this, right? And it's why it's been such a big thing and it's taken me like 3 or 4 days of my own time, is because it drives me crazy when shit doesn't have a reason for happening. So, yeah. Why the fuck would there be an unregistered floating wooden island in the middle of the goddamn thing? Multiple of them. Why would you have multiple of them? Multiple of them would be like, oh, these are all adventurers that have died to this like specific thing. Like in the island idea that I have for the common island, which has like a bunch of fucking like dead people on it that like fucking, yeah, flesh puppets are infected with a parasite that sends us to find willing sacrifices to the crab. It's a crab trying to find food. There needs to be an explanation, and I will go crazy if I don't. Because otherwise, what's the point? So, okay. I've been focusing really hard on what kind of like I've been really focusing on cleaning up these old ideas. Let's make a new one. Let's make a new miscellaneous thing that would make sense to happen, right? You could come across the Joint Naval Forces. You could come across the Mirage Island. You could always just come across a merchant ship. Come across an Explorers Union party. You could come across the Ghost ship. A lot of these are just other ships, now that I think about it. Ship. And then the refugees of Mirage Island. Yeah, something that doesn't require another ship to take care of. What about... Hmm. 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 What? Let's see. Maybe I'll just go through exploring these miscellaneous ideas, and I'll eventually think of one. Let's start there. Okay, Explorers Union Party. Uh, as you are traveling along the, traveling along your route, you come across another party. That's another party. Please actually change it. Thank you. I appreciate it. You come across another party. Fucking what's the word? Come across another party of adventurers. That is so wrong. How the hell did I get that so wrong? You come across another party of adventurers connected to the Explorers Union. I guess I could just make another ship connected to the collective of past knowledge, but I doubt it. I don't think so. Are you a traveling along on your route? As you are traveling along your route, you come across another party of adventurers connected to the Explorers Union. This party may be on a different mission to you, exploring than you, and going to another destination, or had just abandoned the mission you were about to go on and has some information regarding it. Okay, you know what? Screw this. Sorry about that. Had to check on my rabbit. Jeez. Oh, god damn it. Okay. So, let me think. As you're traveling along your route, you come across another party of adventurers connected to the Explorers Union. This party may be on a different mission than you and going to another destination, or just abandon the mission you were about to go to and has some information regarding it. The party can depend on a variety of things. You know, actually, I might have... What I might do for this is under organizations, Explorers Union, instead, I might have another folder under here detailing, like, at least 2, hopefully 3 or 4 other parties that you come across of, like, notable characters. That would really build out the lore just a little bit. Organizations. I'm just going to change this to organizations. It would really build out the lore. Choose one of X parties for the group to come across. Come across. The party... Choose one of the parties for the group to come across. Choose one of the groups for the party to come across. X groups for the party to come... For the party to interact with. Yeah, I think this way, depending on situation and relationship with this party, it could... It could work out in a variety of ways. Okay. See, when it comes to miscellaneous, right, I don't really have, like, I think this is just going to be a lot of paragraphs. Because this Explorers Union Party thing is going to be very much party dependent and situation dependent, right? Which group is are these people going to come across, right? And I like the idea of if we do have like 3 in the Explorers Union, right? New folder. Named parties. Named parties. We'll have that in there. And then we can go in here and we can make like... You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go... Good Morals Party. Bad Morals Party. And very chaotic. Just looking for a fun time. Yeah, there we go. I don't have names or even characters associated with them yet, but I like the idea of having like a good morals party that is like super focused on going and helping out those in need. I have a bad morals party that is using this organization to go and explore islands, grab treasure, do loot, just pillage and everything, and just not report any of it. Or not necessarily bad morals, maybe just like in it for the money. I don't. Yeah, no, I really don't. I don't like doing binary fucking characters. Greedy, doing it for the money, doing it for the money. Party, and then very chaotic, just looking for for a good fun time party. Yeah, we'll go good morals party, greedy, doing it for the money party, and then very chaotic, just looking for a fun time party. And then we can have all of those 3 just interact with the characters throughout, and then I can place them wherever I really feel like in the world. Like, it honestly just having a fucking, yeah, we're just hanging out here kind of vibe. Like, yeah, we're just doing this, but really we're just in it to see cool places and do fun shit. That's the entire fucking thing, right? So, yeah. Like, let's say, for example, they are heading on a mission and one of these and all of these parties individually are just heading back from it, right? The Good Morals Party was just like, yep, we're heading back. This is above our ability to help, and we're going and getting more reinforcements, right? And theoretically, you could just have this Good Morals Party come with you and take on the mission together, right? The Greedy, doing it for the money party, is like, shit, yeah, we were going to go and do this thing, like, yeah, we were going to go and accept this quest, make a bunch of money, and then run off and then go do other quests. But holy fuck, this thing is really hard. I'm not accepting this quest. You go and do it for yourself. And then the very chaotic, just looking for fun time party, is like, yeah, dude, that was harshing our vibe, right? It's literally just a hippie caravan in a boat. That's what I'm looking for here. Yeah, you know what? Hippie caravan in a boat. That's the entire description. I'll make real characters for this and everything. It's going to be my favorite one by far. But there you go. God, this is getting out of hand. But you know what? That's the entire goal of this year, right? After this, really, I'm just going to be bouncing between a bunch of different shit, getting progress done. So, okay. Yeah, as you're traveling on your route, you come across another party of adventurers, the Explorers Union, different mission than you. Just abandon the mission you're about to go on, has some information regarding it. Choose one of the X groups to interact with. Choose one of the three named groups for the party to interact with. Depending on the situation and relationship with this party, it could work in a variety of ways. Sorry, I think I just hit the mic again. That is on me. Okay. Am I still muted? No. Is OBS working? Yes. Cool. Good to know. Okay. Joint Naval Forces ship. Now, what did I do with the corrupt version? Yeah, okay. A non-corrupt Joint Naval Forces ship. Non-corrupt Joint Naval Forces ship stops the party to check for identification and for identification. Yeah, check for identification and purpose. Overall, a very professional and serious environment. Professional and serious group who is looking to establish order. Yeah. Overall, very professional and a very professional situation. Professional interaction. Professional interaction and will not result in a fight unless the characters pick one. Unless the players choose to do so. If the players are registered, have a purpose, and are overall civil with the battalion or whatever, with the squad, I guess. With the squad. Non-corruptible Naval Forces squad ship. Stops the party to check for identification and purpose. Overall, very professional interaction will not result in a fight unless the player chooses to do so. If the players are registered, have a purpose, and have an overall civil with the squad. Overall civil with the squad. They will choose to help out with either giving directions, offering some supplies, directions on those supplies, or supplying information. If the players are not registered, or they are rude with the squad, the interaction could turn violent, or at least the squad will not help with whatever, will not offer aid. Okay, look, I know that the joint naval forces are kind of like an allegory to a very specific problem that the U.S. is having right now. But for those of you who are listening to the second stream of today, for some reason, it's really important that we do not overlook the people in that specific problem who are attempting and really trying to do a good job. It is incorrect and overall ignorant to say that every single person who engages in this problem is bad, and that some of them, yes, some of them are genuinely trying to do the best they can. It is not it is genuinely ignorant to say that all of them are absolute scoundrels and are doing the worst. But that does not mean that the people who are absolute scoundrels and being the actual worst do not exist and aren't the majority. But it is important to keep in mind that there are those out there who are actually doing good, and I think that by making that an allegory and having that allegory be good really cements my opinion on the subject. So there you go. Yeah. But if you haven't noticed, all of these miscellaneous ones are going to be very role play heavy. Right? And it's kind of why I want to get rid of the Lesser Magistorm refugees. Right now, I have committed to creating at least 3 new parties with roughly 4 to 6 characters in each party at this point. I'm creating 3 new ones, all with a decidedly different moral compass, and I have to create a lot of distinct characters. I have to create another party that thinks it's dead and was genuinely trying to do its best, but is morally can definitely be morally changed, right? And then I have to create an entire command structure for the Joint Naval Forces ship, right? And then merchant ships, I need to basically. Do I need to create a merchant's guild? No. No, I don't. Because here's what we're going to do. In the. Hold on. Let's just go all the way down to event descriptions. Let's go organizations. Let's go Explorers Union. Let's go summary. Organization dedicated to the exploration and documentation of the Shattered Isle, owned by insert character name here. This is actually changed by now. I have Agatha Stollard now. Led by Agatha Stollard, an incredibly wealthy merchant dedicated to finding her own. Acts as a merchant's guild. Deals with both goods. Now, this is how we're going to change this, right? We're going to have the Explorers Union be jointly just like involved with the Explorers Union, basically combining the Adventurers and the Merchants Guild into one faction, right? They are all registered under the Explorers Union, and that's how they, confirm their business with the joint naval forces and all of that. This is a very reputable thing that only happened 2 months ago, but due to Agatha Stallard's ties to the joint naval forces. You know what? Here, hold on. Previously was a general serving in the joint naval forces, but settled down. Versus that ran the finance section, that both saw combat and ran the financial section. We're going to change her to 47, just cuz. 47-year-old halfling woman owns a merchant empire that she turned into a rescued effort called the Explorers Union, goes by Aggie. Hardworking, determined, very sassy, business-minded, but overall compassionate. Previously, was a general serving in the joint naval forces that both saw combat and ran the financial side of the forces, but retired and settled down with a family. Retired and settled down. Due to her ties to the joint naval forces, which, you know what? We're going to go... yeah, organizations, joint naval forces. Summary. Just to make sure I do actually have a summary here, right? Yep. A summary. Let's see if this actually works. Joint naval forces. Alright. Let's see if this worked. Did this take me to summary? Awesome. Cool. Okay. There we go. Now, this will work out really well. It means that, like, a lot of very important characters are actually tied to the joint naval forces, meaning that it was once a very reputable thing, but a lot of the reputable people are gone, you know? More allegory. It's laid on not very thick, so I might have to say it. But, you know, this way we can go back into, what the fuck was I doing? Okay, yeah. The Explorers Union is basically a combination of the Adventurers and the Merchants Guild, which therefore explains exactly why, in the event descriptions, we can close hostile, we can go into merchant ship now. Merchant ship is also going to be registered within the Explorers Union, but purely on rescue effort and trade. Yeah, rescue effort, trade information, right? Most of the known merchants are also registered in the Explorers Union. And you know what? I need to start adding these links in. Union. Um, Did this go to the right one? Awesome. Love to see it. Go back to merchant ship. Merchant ships are also registered in the Explorers Union due to also registered to the Explorers Union, but are registered for documentation purposes and only focus on. Oh god, fucking! I don't want to fucking deal with this shit. God damn it. Okay, most of the known merchants are also registered in the Explorers Union, but are registered for documentation purposes only. And focus on information and trade. That might be something that I have to figure out. Okay. Organizations, Explorers Union, ranking system. You can register into the Explorers Union as an individual or group. You can also register as either an exploration group or a merchant group. Do not, merchants do not use the ranking system. However, do not use or have a ranking system. Do not have a ranking system. Merchant groups. Ranking system. And focus solely on information gathering and trade. You can also register as either an exploration group or a merchant group. Merchant groups do not have a ranking system, focus solely on information gathering and trade. Okay. This'll also work. And this little plot hole I'm going to expand on eventually, because if I don't, it basically means there are just a bunch of merchants with no real thing. It basically means that Agatha Stallard, or Aggie, is the most fucking powerful goddamn person in terms of information. And regardless, is not somebody to be messed with. Because if done things, yeah, purposes of trade, the party can what's the merchant ships are registered in the exploration channel, but are registered. Adventurers, merchant ship can encounter a merchant ship traveling between islands, especially if you are on a route between two populous islands. As overseas shops. Variety of goods. Now, when it comes to merchant ships, a lot of the times, especially if you're registered within the Explorers Union, and I'm going to have to keep saying if because there is a genuine chance that the party just fucking doesn't, the pitch that I'm going to have to make is massive, but whatever. Act as overseas shops for a variety of goods, only to those also registered in the Explorers Union. God damn it. I'll have it link once. Also registered in the Explorers Union. Is registered. They will have access to a variety of goods, Variety of exotic and rare goods. See here for link to shop table. If the party is registered, they will have access to a variety of exotic and rare goods. See here for link to shop table. And will... access to a variety of rare good, exotic and rare goods. They can purchase before other people get to them. Other people get to them. If the party is not registered, the merchant ship will avoid at all costs. If the party is not registered, the merchant ship will avoid their vessel at all costs for for pirating reasons. For safety reasons. Safety concerns. Pirates. When it is not registered, the merchant ship will avoid their vessel at all costs for safety reasons, and will treat them with hostility. Okay, that's merchant ship. Mirage Island. The party unexpectedly encounters Mirage Island. Now, this is going to be a tangent because I really like the idea of an island that just has a very, very bad time with staying in one place. So here, unique islands, new folder. Let's go Mirage Island. For now, that'll be the running name that I plan on anagramming Mirage. And yes, this is a reference. If you know what I'm referencing, that's really funny. Just to make sure, yeah, Lorbits. Mirage Island was initially a normal residential island, but after the Lesser Magistorm, the location of the island constantly changes. What is it? How did I do this again? Okay, I started with those, right? Okay. I'll have to keep looking back at that. Mirage Island was initially a normal residential island, but after the latest Magistorm, the island location of the island constantly changes. Every session, the location of Mirage Island changes to a different point on the map. The location of Mirage Island changes to a different point on the map. It's seen as a... After this change, the island became known as a safe haven for those running from the law or from their past. The island became known as a safe haven for those running from the law or running from their past due to its impossible-to-find nature. It was initially a normal residential island, but after the Lesser Magistorm, the location of the island constantly changes. The location of the Mirage Island changes to a different point on the map. After this change, the island became known as a safe haven for those running from the law or from their past due to its impossible-to-find nature. The party can sometimes... information. There are a number of refugees and outlaws present on the island. Yeah, there are a number of outlaws and refugees present on the island. Outlaws and refugees on the island who had nowhere else to go. And do not like being under the rule of the Joint Naval Forces. I need to keep adding these links just because. Organizations, Joint Naval Forces, summary. Joint naval forces. Yeah. Do not like being under the rule of the joint naval forces. And prefer to be here. Every session, the location of Mirage Island changes to a different point on the map. After this change, the island became known as a safe haven for those running from the law or from their past due to its impossible-to-find nature. There are a number of refugees and outlaws present on the island who had nowhere else to go and do not like being under the rule of the joint naval forces and prefer to be here. Okay. It is unknown why the location changes. I don't know why the location changes. And the residents do not feel any sort of movement. Or sound accompanied with the change. Unknown why the location changes, and the residents do not feel any sort of movement or sound accompanied with the change. It's unknown why the location. Not necessarily every session. You know what? We'll go every session. It can stay for a while. Every night. No, we're gonna go every session because that way it. Unknown why the location changes, and the residents don't do any sort of movement when it comes to change. We'll always warp to a location that is out of eyesight from another island. It will take with it that is attached to the island by a physical object, including boats tied down at their harbor. Mirage Island was initially a normal residential island, but after the Lesser Magistorm, the location of the island constantly changes. Every session, the location of Mirage Island changes to a different point on the map. After this change, the island becomes known as safe haven for those running from the law or from their past due to its impossible-to-find nature. There are a number of refugees and outlaws present on the island. Yeah. It is unknown why the location changes, and the residents do not feel any sort of movement or sound accompanying with the change. It'll take with it anything attached to it, and due to the silent nature of the warp and the lack of physical distinction, it's impossible to tell when exactly the island warps or where it warped to. Confirmation from an outside source. There is a pattern to where the island warps, but there are only a select few who do know. Now, for one, I'm changing the name for a couple reasons. First thing is I do anagrams. I like Gareem. I could do Gareem or Garemi. Yeah, Garemi. Let's go Garemi. We don't have an island that starts with a G yet. Let's go Garemi. Yeah. Garemi. Location of Garemi. Yeah, we're gonna add that to dictionary, baby. Location of Garemi changes to a different point. Garemi, known colloquially as Mirage Island. Mirage Island. Colloquially. Location of Mirage Island changes to a different point on the map. Okay. Garemi. We have a new island idea, baby. Didn't expect that to happen when I was working on encounter table stuff. I just don't like this one at all. Shipwreck on Mirage Island. Okay, where's Mirage Island? Let's go... Bracket, bracket. We're gonna go Garemi. Garemi, Orbits, boop boop. Mirage Island. Oh, do I not? Mirage Island. Bam. There we go. Do I not have to do 2? Have all of those fucking... Hold on. Merchant ship. No? Interesting. Merchant ship. Okay. Expectedly counters Mirage Island as it appears in the path. Their path out on the horizon. After the first visit, the party is explained what Mirage Island is and who lives on it, and it's a area where they can find information that they cannot otherwise find in other places. Now, Mirage Island, or Garemi, is a very specific thing where I'm going to have a couple very important lore characters located here. Eventually, I do want Mirage Island to happen. Or Garemi. Encounter with Mirage Island. The party unexpectedly encounters Mirage Island as it appears in their path out on the horizon. After the first visit, the party is explained. On subsequent visits, the party can learn more and more about what exactly Mirage Island is and why it's doing this and why it keeps teleporting. Okay. And then stowaways. Honestly, fuck this. They'll meet them sometimes on like specific islands that I find. But merchant ship stowaways. The party discovers a stowaway in their supply room. They're consuming their supplies. The stowaway could be a number of different characters. Look here for character links later. Oh my god, why do I have to keep creating more characters? It's the part that I'm worst at, honestly. So it could be a number of different characters. Look here for character links. Said stowaway. A number of different characters or group of people. Said stowaway could be hostile or could be hostile or just desperate. Depends on the stowaway. Okay, this is 6. Eventually I could come up with 2 more, but I'll be totally honest, I have been live for technically about 3 hours. This is technically my longest stream, regardless of what you think. Okay, the party discovers a stowaway in their supply room consuming their supplies. The stowaway could be a number of different characters. Look here for character links or a group of people. Said stowaway could be hostile or just desperate. Depends on the stowaway. I have 6 things that at least have somewhat of an explanation. I'm going to keep it at 6 for now because I don't really know. And also, because of this tab alone, I have an entire island that I had to make, 3 entire parties, plus an extra party that's all dead, at least 1 merchant party, probably 2 or 3, and then stowaways. And I have to make probably at least 3 or 4 different individual or groups of stowaways. I like the idea of a group of stowaways that like has a magical device that like uses the magical like water around them that turns them invisible, and they use it to just attack the party en masse after they all sleep. That'd be cool as hell. But unfortunately, I have a bit of a thing called being hungry, and I also don't have infinite time. So, unfortunately, character creation for all of these is going to happen after I'm done finishing the encounter table the way I want. And then, tomorrow, lore. We're going to have an entire lore tab dedicated to just different effects where the party learns a significant amount of lore, like the Sky People or the Underwater Race, or they find a piece of lost ancient civilization tech or anything like that. It's specifically just to give them a bit of a lore piece to keep them entertained, right? But for now, I'm done with Hostile. I'm done with lore, or not lore. I'm done with Hostile. I'm almost completely done with Weather. Or no, I think I am just completely done with Weather. I have like skill checks and everything. I have gotten at least a description down. I just need to make a lot of characters for miscellaneous. I just need to get a description down for lore, and then the encounter table stuff, once I edit this document a bit, is going to be done. I'll make another update video, and then at that point, the only organization stuff I'll have left to do is moving the bad campaign ideas, concepts, and stat blocks into their own thing, right? I'll have folders for like I'll have a concepts folder where it'll be like lore concepts, island concepts, enemy concepts, encounter table concepts, just a bunch of different things under concepts, right? Just random ideas I'll have. So, but that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I sure did. I got a lot done. And unfortunately, I'm gonna say right now, I haven't commented on it. I haven't had like a single viewer in this entire time, right? So I hope YouTube enjoys this one. I know that it's gonna be broken up into two, but honestly, it's probably fine. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. See ya.